everyone, welcome to Ask Coach Mo, where you ask and I answer. Today's question is, what is the immediate course of action for a woman going through painful sex? This is a really great question. It's something that I encounter very much in the practice. It's very common. I know lots of times when women are going through this, they might feel like they're the only one and they just can't seem to get an answer. But I'm here to tell you today that you are not the only one. This is very common and there are resources for you. So normally, I think everyone's natural inclination is to go to your gynecologist first. So that is a natural inclination, and yes, it's true. The only issue with that is this is not really the gynecologist's area of expertise, even though you think that it would be. So, a gynecologist, they may know a little bit about it, but the problem is sometimes, from what I've heard when dealing with clients, is the gynecologist may tell them, well, you just need to relax, have a glass of wine, smoke some weed, you know, they'll tell you to do all these maladaptive things, and the next thing you know, you might have another habit where now you're drinking constantly to have sex. And we don't want that. Where you want to go is to a pelvic floor specialist. If you have a gynecologist who's informed about these things, they will refer you to a pelvic floor specialist. If you don't, you can advocate for yourself and ask for a referral to a pelvic floor specialist. A pelvic floor specialist is basically a physical therapist for your vulva. This is what they specialize in. They will know what to look for to see if there's any damage. Sometimes after childbirth, there's some, things that need to be worked out. They'll know what to look for, and they'll be able to give you exercises that you can take home and actually work on this yourself. Another part of that, now let's say nothing physical is happening with you. Let's say you go to the pelvic floor specialist and nothing's wrong. They can't find anything wrong. For a woman, turn on happens mentally, whereas for men, it's something that's very visual. So for women, if you are not feeling safe, if you're not feeling validated and, feeling sexy, then you may not enjoy what's happening, and that could translate into painful sex. So it's good to go to a therapist or a sexual health coach like myself, where they will give you tools for like meditation, ways to calm the mind, grounding, ways to relax yourself, ways to get into your body so that you can feel sexy, and it's also best to have all things moving at once. So where you're seeing the pelvic floor specialist and that you're also, taking care of your mental health and seeing the therapist on the other end. Because it could also translate into maybe you grew up with some funky messages about sex, and then that needs to be dug into. Or maybe you have past traumas, that you never really dealt with, and that needs to be dug into. So the therapist can be helping you with that, while the pelvic floor specialist can be helping you with the physical aspect. So if something physical is happening to you, you do want to do the pelvic floor specialist, but you still want the mental health aspect on the other end also. Because you might be able to fix the physical, but then now you have all this anxiety about having sex because you were having painful sex for all this time, that now you still can't get relaxed when it is time to have sex. So you want to have everything moving at the same time, so you take care of your physical and your mental health at the same time to give you the most sexual freedom that you can for that moment. Hope that helps, and I'll see you next time on the next edition of Ask Coach Mo.